What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Chins and Giggles, episode 115. Happy Thursday, happy Friday, happy weekend. I hope you guys are having a fantastic July. What's good?
What is good, everybody? What's up, y'all? It's been a weekend. We came back from Vegas, and it really, truly made me appreciate the weather. Let me tell you, girl.
Vegas is so fucking hot, and I actually heard that this coming week was going to be even hotter.
Ooh.
In Vegas, like, I think the lowest we saw was like 112.
I'm kind of sad I did not get a tan. Like, we were in...
Did we?
The river. We went. No, you guys. A lot of people were asking where we were staying. We stayed at the MGM. I never noticed they had a lazy river, like by their pool.
Yeah,
it was so iconic. But I just wish I got.
Did we get a tan? I don't know. I feel like I kind of. I feel like I've been a little bit more tan these days. Maybe because like Hawaii and then going outside. I don't know. I feel like I've been wearing a lot of like sleeveless stuff lately, where I am like tanning a little bit on my arms, but. Vegas was fun. It was a little getaway. It was so short.
It really was.
I felt like it was way too short, Myra. I don't know what it was. It just felt
we were there
short.
for only 2 nights. That's why.
Because we got there like Friday and then we left Sunday morning.
Mm-hmm. And we went for my mom's birthday. It was super last minute too. Literally like the day after her birthday. We're like, let's plan a Vegas trip.
And then my dad, guys, like his sciatic nerve right now is like all fucked up.
He can't even walk. Like
it was so sad. So my dad was like in the hotel room. He's like, I can't go to breakfast. I can't go here. Like my sciatic nerve is killing me. I was like, oh my gosh. And like we really thought because like it was just starting like the sciatic nerve pain.
Yeah.
Like days before, and he was like, I'll be fine. Like whenever I walk around, like it goes away after a bit. Well, like it just happened to have been like the moment we left to Vegas, like it just got worse.
Super worse.
And he was like, he was just miserable out there all day. Poor
literally
thing.
In the hotel the whole time. But it was so fun. We got back Sunday, but it was a lot of fun.
It was. It's different nowadays going to Vegas. I'll tell you that.
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel like every other. I'm not kidding, guys. Like I don't know. I genuinely don't know what it is about Vegas. But Vegas is my favorite place to go to in the world. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like,
yeah, me too.
It's like, call me trashy, whatever the fuck. Like, Vegas, it's just, like, I feel like I visited, like, different places. And I don't know what it's about Vegas. Maybe because it's, like, a road trip away. And I don't know what it is. Like, there's so much to do that it's, like, my comfort road trip.
Oh, my God. Actually, I forgot, like, that I have a whole toddler, so on my way over there, Karina, was an actual nightmare.
Was it?
The first time I went to Vegas with Noah, I want to say he was like 4 months. So he did incredible. This time around, like I didn't even think about it. I was kind of like, oh, we'll see how he does, but like I didn't put much thought into it. Ooh, girl, when I tell you I almost cried with him. I was like,
was he
baby.
Just crying the whole way or what?
Like trying to explain. Obviously, he doesn't understand, but I'm trying to explain to him, like, I cannot get you out of this car seat. Like, I can't get you out. Like, I don't know what to do. Obviously, you know, we tried to take breaks and get him out, but like, he has to be in it for the most part, you know?
Of course, yeah.
So he was so, like, he didn't do well at all. If anyone out there has tips on how to travel with kids, I would love to know. Just because I feel like I want to enter my traveling era and I need to figure something out. I mean, it doesn't help that it's depends. Like 4-hour road trip too. No, it was worse coming back. It was like 5 hours, but I think it depends.
If you tried to like dodge traffic, like me and Raul got there in 3 hours, deadass. Yeah. I was shocked at how fast we got there.
Well, going over there, it was fast. It was a coming back, but even then, he was just not having it. He's always never really liked his car seat.
Like, is there any actual tips with traveling with toddlers? Like, for real?
There has to be.
I don't know if there is, Myra. I feel like along the way I've learned that they're just going to have their good traveling days and their bad traveling days.
Yeah.
It's just going to happen.
Me and Brian go back and forth a lot if we want Noah to have an iPad. So random.
He's one. You imagine
I know. Wait, I know, right?
I know Mia has a tablet.
All soon. When does it start for real?
No, Mia, she does have her tablet. She probably got at 1. I forgot what fucking age she was, honestly.
I don't know if there's an age limit, but me and Brian have said like it's an absolute no, just because I don't know. I do see that. Like kids, they. It's a whole topic in itself, but I feel like kids' tantrums can be a little more intense when they get a lot of screen time.
Okay, I feel that.
You know, so
you know what? I think every kid is different.
Yeah,
I gotta tell you something, Mia. Like, yes, I will 100%. Like, if I'm going on a road trip, like, her iPad is an essential that has to come with us.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, she needs to be distracted, right? Mm-hmm. I will say though that Mia will choose like physical playtime over her iPad.
Yeah.
So, or over any device, a phone, anything. So for her, it's more like if we need to get on a road trip and I need you to get distracted so you don't start crying, like I'll give you your iPad.
Yeah.
And it's not like I sit her down and I'm like, here's your iPad. It's like the moment that we see she's getting fussy, like, do you want your tablet?
I've never been like the person that's like, oh, he can't have any screen time. I'm definitely not that mom.
No, I know.
Yeah.
Because I genuinely feel like my kid's not an iPad kid like that. Like, she will prefer her Barbies or other things. But in moments like that, I'm like, do you want your tablet? Like, don't just throw it at them like right away.
Yeah.
And I feel like with her, like, if anything, she prefers playtime. But I think it's
I'm not going to lie. I feel like Noah, I was never strict about it. So he loves like Bluey. He has like his favorite shows. And I feel like it's routine. Like we wake up, put on a show for him while I make him breakfast. And because I feel like I was never easy on or hard on him, with that. So I don't know. Like I feel like the iPad I might be pushing a little bit.
I get that. I feel like how I said, I totally feel that because I know there's kids that will be wanting to be on the screen all the time.
Because putting Bluey on for him on my phone helped. Like he was just watching it, but then at some point he just gets frustrated because it's a long road trip. So I'm curious how you guys do it. Also, it's good to work around their nap times. Yes. But if your baby's just having a hard time falling asleep, it just makes it that much more difficult. I would say it was worse.
Well, nap time, 5-hour drive, nap time, it's, I don't
he's
nap
not
for that long.
Nap for 5 hours. And then it's not like at all recommended to keep your baby in a car seat that long. So you always have to still take them out of it. We definitely had a hard time going there and coming back, girl.
Oh my gosh, I know.
So I am considering next time just flying because fuck no, respectfully.
Dude. I've flown to Vegas one time because I was like, why have we never flown there? And it was the same shit, Myra. Yeah. I think the airport is more stressful than driving there.
Oh, wow.
Like, I feel like if I was in LA, like, that's probably like a 5-hour drive from LA to Vegas. Like, from here, it's like 3.5 hours. It literally is the same shit. Like, the 3-hour drive to Vegas, like, if you're going on a plane just because you're like, oh, let's take a flight there. Like, getting to the airport early. First of all, arriving to Vegas, Myra, yes, you're going to get there, like, in freaking half an hour. It's crazy how fast it is. But when you get there, the taxi lines, like, to leave the airport anywhere, it's, like, 2-hour wait. It was insane. It's literally way... I flew that one time and I was like, never again. It was the same. It was more fucking stressful. It was more stressful. The same timeline because you have to show up to the airport early anyway is a disaster.
Wow.
But listen, about the iPads and stuff before I had kids, I said, I'm not going to do screen time like that. My kid's not going to eat candy. My kid's going to eat veggies and all this shit, right?
Okay.
I feel like when you are on the other side,
they'll humble you a little bit.
Kids will humble you.
Definitely. And
I've gotten to the point that I'm like, I have a picky ass toddler with eating. In fact, sometimes I'm like, how are you surviving off a cracker and apple juice? Like and the parents that have picky toddlers out there, like, queen. And yes, I would love for her to eat a well-rounded diet with her vegetables. And so there's times that all I can get her to eat for a week straight is mac and cheese.
What are some things that you told yourself you would never do before kids that you did end up doing?
I said she's going to eat vegetables. She's going to eat all her meats and all that, like protein, just like the hearty foods. I thought I was not going to give her sweets like that.
Yeah.
I thought she was not going to be an iPad baby. She was not going to be watching TV like that. I thought I was always going to have her hair done. I thought I'm having a baby girl. She's always going to have her hair up, dress her up all cute. She's over here like all looking crazy, queen, like hair knotted up and shit. But like
it happens,
or like she's not always gonna have eggs and broccoli. Like she's gonna have her waffles. She's gonna have her mac and cheese. And like I know that there is parents that are very strict on that because a kid will eat when they're hungry. Like I do agree on that. Like as picky as they are, they can go sometimes hours and you're like, you gotta eat something. Like eventually they will give in to the food. I totally feel that. Yeah. But I do feel like Mia, honestly, like I see her around all of her cousins and she's very petite, Myra. Like she is like, my daughter, guys, is so picky with food. Like she will not eat. So I try to work around what she likes. Like she really likes sopita. Yeah. Like that's all she likes is like her soups, like, which is, if you're not Mexican, it's like the ABC soups, like the little alphabet soup. That's basically what it is. But then I try to mix in like some meat, some ground beef with potato or like veggies in there, so that she's like kind of eating what she likes, but trying to mix in other stuff. I don't know, but it is you know, it is tough.
Yeah, it's hard. It's always easier said than done. I feel like with Noah, one thing that like humbled me real quick, I thought I would be able to just keep my composure in any given scenario, any given situation.
Oh my God, yes.
And like, it's funny because, especially, I think, you know, with what I went through with my first baby, I would really always like, it would kind of infuriate me when I would see parents like almost being mean to their kids.
Like lose their patience with their kids?
Maybe not lose their patience, but like, you know, you hear crazy stories, like abusive parents, and it would always like trigger me. I would always think like, how are the people that are like really trying to have a baby or like go through child loss, and then you have people like this. So in a way, I just always thought or felt like I could never like lose my patience to maybe like an extent of having like mom guilt or just, you know.
You think you'll never even like lose your patience with
them. I'm like, no, like
You're
prayed
like,
for this. I wanted this so badly. And sure enough, like Noah's a little human. He's a little toddler, and he's gonna sometimes annoy me, you know. And I think in the beginning I had a lot of mom guilt where I would get frustrated, and I'm like, no, like just like he's figuring it out. Like it's my first time, like truly experiencing like momhood. So it's okay. It's okay for me to also have my stressful
so fucking
moments.
real though. Like we really think, you know, like Mia too, like I longed for her so much that I thought I'm never going to raise my voice at her. I will never like lose my patience with her. I would never be like, you're annoying. Like never. Yeah. And now like me and Raul will be with each other. Like she's so annoying. Like, oh my God. Like
so real.
It's like the kids have their moments where you're just like, what do you want? Imagine?
Yeah.
You know, like I feel like there's different ways of parenting. Like I am very like on gentle parenting in comparison to when we were raised like getting our ass whooped. Yes. You know, so like I feel like our generation, like getting, you know, raised by our Mexican parents, it was normal, you know, to get your butt
whooped a little bit.
Whooped here and there, queen. Yeah. Sometimes unnecessarily, imagine. But so you learn a lot. I feel like you do learn a lot with your own kids. Like I feel like I was not a patient person. Like, I feel like I'm not a patient person, but my kid did make me really patient. Because I have never put my hand on Mia, like, ever. Even gentle parenting, it tests everything in you. Sometimes you're like, yeah, I told you don't do that. I don't care, imagine. And they sometimes don't give a shit. They don't care, imagine.
I don't know if I believe in gentle parenting 100%. I think that there's got to be some barrier to, like, the kid respecting the parent.
Yes.
100%.
That freaking TikTok, did y'all see that TikTok of that mom? Her kid is like in a claw machine.
And you obviously can't hear what she's saying. She's right there like smiling at the baby. I'm sure she's trying to calm the baby down, and the worker comes like, oh, this is desesperada. She's like, she's like telling her to go through the hole. And the mom's just there like, and I'm thinking like, bitch, be for real right now, girl. Because
okay, I'm trying to really like think about the scenario. How the fuck does your kid even like get into a claw machine?
I'm also trying to like think before you start panicking. Maybe she's thinking that her son is close to having a fucking panic attack, that he's in there, so she's trying to keep him calm.
Yes, she's trying to. I was gonna say that right now. I don't want to jump to judge her right away, because she's probably trying to stay calm, because if she freaks out, her kid's gonna be like freaking the fuck out, you know. But at the same time,
way too fucking calm for her kid being mad.
At the same time, it makes me think like, where were you that this kid had time to crawl up this claw machine?
For real,
you did not have your eye on him for him to get into a claw machine.
That's one thing. Like,
like let's be for real.
Being a parent, you never like want to like judge other parents, but that is one thing where sometimes I feel like adults like se confían, and they let their kids really wander off and do whatever the fuck they want. And in this world we're living, like, y'all can't trust just your kid walking away from you.
Yes.
Like, that's just,
Yeah, and I understand it's hard to keep an eye on your kid 24/7, because there's times that Mia's with me, and like, I'm not kidding, like 5 seconds later I'm like, Mia,
so
Mia.
real.
And I'm like, where are you? And then she's like over there in the living room. I'm talking about like within my own house,
Yeah.
Obviously, like in public, like, you really keep an eye 24/7. But like even in my own house, there's times that I'm like, she was just here legitimately 5 seconds ago.
Kids will disappear in like seconds.
Literally, right? But I'm thinking like a claw machine, like you had to physically climb up there. I have a feeling
like
this was
physically.
Was this like a Shakey's or something?
It was giving like
Chuck E. Cheese vibes.
Yeah, like a.
So they were probably eating, and the kids were out playing, and then this kid just crawled into a machine. But also, it's like, how does that even happen? How the fuck? I don't even know. For kids will make impossible shit happen, or also kids will break shit that is indestructible. Mm-hmm. It's crazy. Like you will literally find stuff that you're like, how did you even break? Like, you know, it's just so funny. But
I don't know. I believe in gentle parenting to an extent. I feel like I also feel like it depends on your patience. I feel like I do consider myself like a good mom. But I have my moments where I'm like, okay, he's a toddler, but like I try to be like, even though I feel like I cheeky at him a lot, like so much that I don't want him to also feel like, oh, mommy like sees me so like yeah, I could do whatever I want. Like no, I just still want him like when he's like doing something I don't want him to do. I'm like no, I'm like firm with my nose. I'm like no. I'm not gonna be like, so oh, look at him, haha, he's doing that. No, don't do it. Because then when you start laughing, they think it's funny. I feel like there's ways
I think you need to, it's the tone, and if you're laughing at them, like, no shit, they're gonna think it's funny. They're gonna do it again. Because there's parents that will tell their kid, like, don't do that.
Or they'll laugh about it.
And it's like, queen. It's probably funny
like when their kids like cussing and the parents are laughing. I'm like,
it's not that they're not gonna learn like that. Yeah.
It might be funny in the moment, but your kid is seeing like they're making you laugh, so they're gonna keep doing it. You know. So that's what I try with Noah. I'm like, I do feel like I'm really easy on him sometimes. But I'm like working on my like being like firm, like no, like don't do this, you know. But yeah, that's the whole topic in itself, girl. Gentle parenting, and there's a lot of opinions. You parent your kid however you want, but I definitely do think there's
one tip that I learned one time on TikTok, like literally TikTok teaches me everything. And somebody had mentioned like literally getting on your knees to their level, like getting that eye level with them and having like a conversation with them. It does wonders, Myra. And I've noticed it helps a lot. Like if Mia is like fully like not listening and I'm like, she's just throwing a tantrum and I'm like trying to have her understand. Yeah. To her, she's just hearing you from up here. Aww. And if I actually get on my knees and talk to her, like, look at me. Yeah. This is what's going on. And I'm asking her questions like, how do you feel right? Are you angry right now? Yeah. Like literally validate before anything, validate what they're feeling in that moment.
Okay. So you did something last time right here in the little playground. Mia had like fell or something. And it stood out to me. I was like, oh shoot, you had like asked her, you're like, what's wrong? Like, where did you hurt yourself? Like, are you okay? You were questioning like where she was hurt, if she was hurting.
You have to ask him like, are you hurt? Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of the times, like I said, no, it's just one, so it's not like I can't say I have much experience, but the little times he gets hurt, I'm like, you're okay, puppy, you're okay. Like I try to relax him, and me saying he's okay, I'm not validating that he's hurt. Mm-hmm. So I had to see you do that, and even I think me and my friend, me and Crystal, we were both like, oh my god, like that. Love that you did that, because I think naturally as a parent you want to calm them down. I
do it all the time. I'm not gonna lie. There's times that I'm like, you're fine, get up. You know?
Yeah. But then that's confusing to the kid, because they're like, I'm hurting, but my mom is telling me I'm fine.
Yeah. I've learned that the best and fastest way to stop a tantrum is to validate their feelings before anything. Yeah. Are you angry? Yeah. You're angry? What happened? Yes. Did so-and-so make you angry? Did this person, what happened? Or like when she gets hurt, like falls or whatever, the first thing you have to ask is, are you hurt? Mm-hmm. You're hurt? Oh my gosh, you're hurt. Where? Because if you just say, you're fine, get up, you're okay. Like you don't know, like they hurt their knee or something. And just them feeling validated for their feelings, that's already huge. Definitely. Every single time I noticed it, like, or getting down to their level and just asking questions, that's works like a charm every time. In the middle of the biggest tantrum, you're angry, huh? You're mad. Mm-hmm. Calms them down. At least with Mia, it does it every time.
And then she's at the age where she understands what you're saying, right? Like she fully understands. Yeah,
you know what? That's true.
Comprehend. With Noah, like
of course, if you ask Noah, are you mad? He's gonna be like,
I don't think he might comprehend, but I might do things like little comfort songs or little like cuddling
their tone
with him.
works though. The tone, they don't know what you're saying.
I'm speaking.
But like if he fell and you tell him like, oh no, you're her, and you rub his knee like, I know.
Yeah.
That tone itself, even with a newborn, your tone.
Yeah.
Like the newborn doesn't know what you're saying, but if you're talking to the baby, like I know, your belly hurts. I know, like that tone alone, they understand the tone, you know, so they'll understand the comfort at least.
Yeah, definitely.
But anyways,
that whole Vegas talk led us to gentle parenting, girl. We had a blast in Vegas. That's all y'all need to know. Okay,
I can't wait to go back non-pregnant. Imagine I was
Karina's like, get this baby out already.
No, like it's a lot of fun, and that's why I love Vegas because a lot of people question me. They're like, why do you like Vegas so much? Like, it's when you take your kids and like now you're pregnant, like,
and we did pure family activities, and we
yes.
Didn't go
and people have asked me like, I'm just curious, like, what do you do that you like it there so much? Because you're pregnant, like, what can you do? I'm like, there's actually everything. Like, there's a lot of family activities. There's everything there. That's why I love it so much. It's just an experience. I don't know, just getting away. Honestly, like,
I also feel like we started going so young, and like it just became something that's like nostalgic. And
we were going to go to Palm Springs this weekend. Remember?
This weekend?
It was gonna be this. Oh, not this weekend. Sorry, next weekend. We're not going anymore. There's a lot of people dropped out. Oh. Eliza Peach was like, let's just go another time then, since everyone's leaving. Like,
you know, I almost believe that like I feel like everything kept getting pushed off.
Yes.
And I am a firm believer that when it just doesn't happen, it's God protecting you from something. So that's how I'm taking it.
I know.
So it's not happening.
But yeah, we're not going to Palm Springs anymore.
I know. It's okay. We can always plan something else. You're all about to pop. Like, that sucks, man. I
was already going to be like 34 weeks at this
bitch. I told Karina, I'm like, girl, like, I want to so badly go on somewhere tropical. Like, let's plan something. Karina's like, I can't travel past 34 weeks. I'm like,
Yeah, Palm Springs would have been nice because it's like such a staycation vibe. But a lot of people were not able to make it out. I think that's a difficult part about like setting like a trip with your friends, and like so much gets in the way that like it's hard to get everybody to agree, you know?
Yeah. Things that end up happening for a reason. Also, our cuñada's having her baby this week.
I can't even believe it.
So things ended up kind of working out because
it's actually crazy like how much is going on.
She's having her baby this week. And
we told them the other time on one of the episodes, we told you guys that we told you guys that she was having a girl at first, and then now she's having a boy.
Turns out she's having a girl. It's so confusing. I don't know. I truly have questions for these nurses or doctors that are giving her these results.
That's fucked up too, dude. Okay,
I will say it was a medical mistake.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, guys, like they told her it was a girl, and then she went to a doctor. She had gone to the doctors, and they were like, actually, it's a boy, because it was like blood work or something. But it was like they messed up somehow. I don't know. She saw a doctor yesterday, and they were telling her like, actually, we're so sorry.
I think they told her prior, like to another recent appointment. But yeah, they
which is unfortunate because she had already gone back and returned all the girl clothes, exchanged it off.
Did she really?
Yes.
No.
Days ago.
OMG. And I was already putting all like the stuff like Noah's clothes like for her because I thought she was having a boy.
And now like, it's a girl. At this point, I would just be like, let me just wait for the baby to come out and then I'll figure it out.
That's literally what they're thinking. I'm like, no, Mati, like it's definitely probably a girl there. She doesn't even know anymore. I'm like, pobrecita, they have her all confused.
Anymore.
I think it's a girl, obviously. Yeah, but so that's like already like exciting news. So I'm like, okay, well, sometimes things don't end up working out for a reason. Also, I wouldn't want to be out if she's in labor.
Yeah, that happened out of the blue too because she's not even due yet. So it's like, oh my gosh, it's just crazy.
Yeah. Oh, I want to tell you, girl, you need to get on the DCC show on Netflix, the Dallas Cowboys Cheerleaders, girl.
Oh my gosh.
I think that the actual show is called like
DCC?
No, it's not. It's a different name, but everybody's referring it to.
What's the show about? Like, is it
Dallas Cheerleaders?
Is it just like their world, or is it like exposing like the real world of it?
It's kind of a documentary. They've had a show for many years, but this past season went on Netflix, and it's just like, you know, a little reality show moment of the cheerleaders. Okay. You know what they do to audition. Every single year, fun fact, doesn't matter how many years you've been doing it for, you have to audition every single year. So you don't just earn your spot like that. Aparte of getting your spot, like being like, okay, you made it in. You really don't fully make it until like days before they have to actually perform.
Oh shit!
So they're slowly still releasing girls. So it's like
this is why I've been seeing the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders all over my For You page.
They are iconic.
They're stunning.
Baby, when I tell you, I was like motivated getting my steps in yesterday watching
You're
the
like,
show.
I'm going to become a Dallas Cowboy girl.
No, bye. No, you know what's so funny? I swear, Karina, I was like literally getting my steps in. And I was like, oh my God, like these women are, but I feel beautiful. Like a lot of, they're gorgeous. I think this show, one of the main reasons why it might be getting a lot of like exposure is the way the coaches, you know, are with the girls. I think if you haven't watched the show, you're going to be very lost in general what we're talking about and stuff. Karina, like, what?
Okay, so let's break it down. The show is about the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders.
Yes. Ma'am.
And it's about, I mean, because I feel like I don't know much about sports. I don't know shit about sports.
Have you seen Dance Moms?
Yes.
It's very that vibe.
Okay. So a show for the cheerleaders.
Yes.
Okay. Well, honestly,
auditioning, what goes on behind the scenes, what it takes to be a Dallas Cowboys cheerleader, and up until then,
I don't know shit about sports. And I feel like a lot of people that probably don't even know about sports like this, like I know nothing about football or sports. Yeah. I've always known about the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders. In fact, do so other teams have cheerleaders too?
They do, but I do feel
because I've only ever heard of the Cowboys cheerleaders.
I feel like the DCC cheerleaders, there's something about them.
They're doing something right because they're the only cheerleaders I hear about in the football.
Those cheerleaders, they're even their uniform, the way that they're so strict with everything. I do have a lot of respect. Like now watching the show, and it's crazy because you feel like, you know, the only people that are truly like going in and practicing and doing all this are the football players, and you realize like how there's a whole. Like,
the cheerleaders are that's like own franchise of their own, Myra.
Yeah, yeah.
Like they're iconic on their own. Like
that. Thunder song, ¿cómo se llama that song? Thunderstrike, oh my God, I'm obsessed with the song, and the way they do the splits, like, I'm just like, bitch. I mean,
I've seen them on they're beautiful, they're stunning.
Someone was like, the way I think I could do the whole performance, like being like a shot in, I'm like, bitch, no, for real. Like, you know, that confidence boost you get with a couple of drinks, like I could do it.
That's so funny.
Iconic, Karina. I'm telling you,
so
these girls are gonna be Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders for Halloween, baby.
I know. I saw that TikTok. I saw a TikTok that said, like, are we all in agreement that this is the costume for 2024 Halloween?
But yeah, breaking it down, like it's literally just a show. The girls auditioning.
What does it take to be a cheerleader for the for the Dallas Cowboys?
They're looking at your looks. They're looking at the way your stamina. They're looking at your performance. They will nitpick everything, Karina. These coaches were cheerleaders in the past.
Oh,
like iconic cheerleaders. Like they'll show like them.
Oh, period.
Like badass bitches. Even they're like a little older. I'm like, y'all still like.
So if you are that bitch, like, so I'm assuming if you end up a coach, you were.
Does anybody else feel like Kelly's giving like Kris Jenner a little bit? Right? Kelly? She's giving Kris Jenner. Kelly's a queen. She was a Dallas Cowboys cheerleader too. So these two ladies right here, these are the coaches. Okay. Yeah, Kelly, she stands out to me though.
She's giving. Why does she give you Kris Jenner?
She just does. I feel like she's like the boss queen.
Oh, okay, she doesn't have her hair.
Monday?
Does she have like the haircut, or
she doesn't have pixie cut? No.
Oh, okay, she just gives the vibe.
She just
very momager energy.
Yeah. So there's two coaches. Kelly's like the main one. The other one's also a cheerleader. Was a cheerleader, but they're super strict on the girls. Extremely strict. Like they'll nitpick like her stomach's a little bit like it's bulging out of the shorts, or like her butt's a little too big for the shorts. And even the way that the uniforms are put, like they're very like
to their body.
They're to their body. Like it's crazy.
Okay, I like that though, because like
very strict.
Somebody might have a bigger butt than the other one. You have to cover maybe like they want.
But they'll tell you like they'll tell you if you possibly are getting a little chunky, and they will kick you out of it. And I'm talking about like even like the chunky girl is like skinny as fuck, but maybe she just got like a little pancita.
Do they have any thickies on there? I don't know.
No.
No.
No, por favor, si hasta la más flaca la corren, Karina.
So I don't have a chance.
It was like, baby. And you know what's funny? I'm like, I know a badass thick bitch could definitely join. It would be iconic. But no, it's definitely like you have to. I don't even think like a skinny curvy girl would be approved for it. No, it's very Victoria's Secret vibes.
Oh, okay. So you have to be like a specific look. Okay.
And I think like a lot of them are like mentally fucked from it. Like they're so like they nitpick you. And they even do a whole, you know what it's giving también, like why I was so into it? It's kind of giving like the Tyra Banks show, like the America's Next Top Model.
Tyra Banks was crazy out of pocket.
It's giving America's Next Top Model. I'm not kidding. It's a good show, but it's like,
so you're in it, and like you know that if you gain a few pounds or whatever, there's a chance that you gotta go.
They'll be literally like zooming in the pictures, like, what did he do to your brows? I don't want you doing that to your brows for the next show. They'll be like zooming into the pictures. I don't like how you were posing here. Like, let's crop her out. Like super. And there's like,
I didn't know that much went into it.
It's a lot, Karina. It's like, it's giving toddlers and tiaras for adults. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy, Karina.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's crazy. They will literally nitpick everything. And a lot of people are talking about how like it's super unhealthy for them because
I feel
insane. But then also you kind of know what you're signing up to. Like you are like, if you know that these coaches are super strict about it. Also, I can see like when you see these DCC cheerleaders perform, like you are like, it's like they're a show. Like I can't even explain it. They'll literally be like, this girl like brings like light when she walks in the room. Like they are getting like the most perfect like girls out there. They'll be like, I don't like the way, like there was like a petite girl. She's like, I know you're petite, but I need you to stand out more. Like I'm gonna need you to just like really be like trying to stand out. Like it's like they critique everything.
Wow. So you gotta just not just from looks, like you gotta have that charisma. That spark when you're in the room. Yeah.
Like they literally will be like,
because you could be a badass bitch. She does
not have charisma.
You could be a badass bitch, but if you walk in the room and you're not giving anything, they're probably like,
yeah,
it's not giving.
Or like she's smiling a little too hard. She's not smiling at all.
She's smiling too hard.
She looks a little sick.
What?
Yeah. Did you eat? Like it's just insane. Karina, like they will nitpick anything. They even will like have them get makeovers. Like, I don't like how this blonde looks. Like, what goes with your skin tone, your eye color? Like, this is the look we want on you. Because they want all of them to be like it girls, which is iconic.
Okay, yes.
I have strict rules.
I feel like, yes, people are probably, I don't know. I haven't really seen what people are saying about it. I'm sure, yes, it's a lot on them to, be this like perfect person. You can't even gain a pound or whatever. I totally get that. But also like, I feel like as an adult, when you're signing into something like that, like you kind of know what it's like. And I'm sure it's really hard on them, but
a lot of them are young. They're like in their early 20s or like 18, 19.
But if they were not like this, also like so selective, they wouldn't be.
The team would not be what it is.
This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. Comparison is the thief of joy, y'all. And it's so easy to envy other people's lives. It's just real.
I know, girl. It might look like they have it all together on their Instagram, but in reality, y'all, they probably don't.
And therapy can help you focus on what you want instead of what others have, so you can start living your best life.
I think it's definitely easy to compare yourself to other people, especially on social media. Everyone's life looks perfect, and that's because they choose to share the amazing moments. No one's out there putting their real stuff out there 100%. Everybody looks like it's all butterflies and rainbows, but everybody got something going on. Everybody. I think therapy is a really good way to feel secure about yourself. I think the biggest misconception about therapy, they automatically think it's for trauma, for grief, anything like super traumatic that's happened in your life. And that's not always the case, y'all. It is super helpful for learning positive coping skills and how to set boundaries. And like I said, it isn't just for those who've experienced major trauma. And even as content creators, being online, knowing that people are only posting the positive moments, even then sometimes I'm like, yeah, I got it all together. Like, what can I learn from you, queen? But I know behind the scenes, we're all going through something. Yes, y'all. Honestly, we highly recommend you try therapy. It can help you focus on what you want instead of what others have, so you can start living your best life. So if you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try, y'all. It's entirely online. designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapist anytime for no additional charge. Listen up, Queen. Stop comparing and start focusing with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/chinsandgiggles today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/chinsandgiggles.
Exactly.
It's kind of crazy though, because every single time, even if you've been there for years, you have to audition. They don't give it to you easy like that.
Did they show any examples of people that they were like,
there's people that have been
iconic
there for
and they're like I left because I gained a pound or something?
So one of the cheerleaders' names is Victoria, and she's getting a lot of attention because she's almost like the outsider of the team. The first time she auditioned, she was 18, and she didn't make it in the team. And it was really hard on her because her mom was a very iconic cheerleader. Oh, she was a DCC girl. So I also feel like maybe there was a lot of that like pressure that she had to also be like part of it.
Of course, yeah.
But like her whole life, all these girls, like their whole life, they're dancers. Like they're like, they don't just pick randoms. Like a lot of them have history of like being like dancers and, do all these like amazing things. So her mom was an iconic, very popular, very social butterfly, like in the GCC team. So she was like the it girl. So now like, her daughter is a cheerleader, but she's more like to herself. Not a lot of girls talk to her. Oh. She's always trying to prove herself to the coaches. The coaches are a little like, I guess like you said, it's what makes a team like be so iconic. They are like hard on her, but they're hard on everybody. But it does stand out a little bit.
I need to watch the show. I can't just be like,
it stands out a little bit.
They're fine. It's like all horrible.
No, it stands out a little bit that they're a little hard on her because they just like little things. Like even her, she's been wanting to be like a leader and she can't, like, and she's almost like insulted. Like, I've been here, like, this is my 4th year. Like, and you guys, I'm still nothing to you guys. Like, I'm just like, I just blend with everybody. Like, I'm not standing out.
Dance moms.
It's giving dance moms. And this girl is like just so emotional about it. Like, she's like, she's trying so hard to prove a point, and they're so hard on her. Like, I do see it. I do see that they're hard on her.
How do you see her as a performer?
I think she's gorgeous. I think she's good. I mean, I don't know. Like,
does she stand out like some of the other people?
I mean, she's definitely like, she's more to herself for sure. She's like definitely more like to herself. But I do feel like she would. It's because the thing to be a leader, you have to be like, like leading, and she's very like to herself. But I also feel like her doing it for so long, like it's her 4th year. She does feel like maybe like, I'm not like, you guys are not like, maybe she wants to feel like favoritized a little bit. I didn't
watch this
favoritized,
show.
is not even a word. But the point is that the coaches kind of like seem like they're a little hard on her. And there's like, this is a vibe I got. And a lot of people are kind of like catching on to it too. They're like, was Kelly and the other coach, because the girl's mom was also a cheerleader, and she was very popular. She was very like social butterfly. Mm-hmm. By any chance, and they're all like BFFs, say one, right? Mm-hmm. By any chance, are they like, is there a little bit of tension where maybe they low-key don't fuck with the mom, and they're making like her daughter's life a little bit miserable because maybe they're jealous of the mom? That's the vibe I kind of get sometimes, because I feel like they're a little more hard on her for no reason. Even at the end, it's so confusing because you really have to watch the show. But even at the end, when she puts her uniform like on the rack, they're like, "Oh, you put it on wrong," and she's like, "Oh no, you didn't. You put it on right." Like, they're just so used to critiquing every move of her.
Oh shit!
Like, yeah, and it gives me such an ick because I feel like
putting it on the rack, she did it wrong.
Según she did, but she didn't. Yeah, that's how
they critique how they put their uniform on the rack.
Because it has to be put a certain way. Like, if you want to re-audition the next year, you put it on the left rack, and on the right rack if you don't want to audition anymore. Like, if it's you're retiring. What? So, and then also, this is like so complicated if you haven't watched it, but Victoria, the first time she tried out, or was it the first time she didn't make it, I think. And this is like everywhere. I'm not like spilling anything. She was struggling with her weight. So because she had gained a couple pounds, or being honest, like, are you following basically the diet that we gave you? And she's like, yeah. Like, they told her, are you following like the tools that we gave you to like, figure out your body image? Like, it's so fucking sad.
Okay, that's fucked up too, because like with age,
she was 18 hearing that. Yeah, hearing that. And she wasn't even
I feel like when you're that young, how old are these
I feel like
cheerleaders?
it fucked with her. Already she didn't make it. I feel like it fucked with her. Like, my mom was a cheerleader. She was iconic. Maybe her whole life she heard it. You never know, maybe.
It's like with like doctors that have kids and they're like, you need to be a doctor too.
Yeah. You never know. Maybe the mom did put some pressure on her. You don't know what goes on behind the scenes.
I'm sure.
And maybe she's
like, I did it. You have to
made her feel insecure about it. And now she's like trying to prove this point where she's like, she doesn't even believe in herself. And she needs much validation from Kelly. And Kelly doesn't give it to her. That even this year, she's just decided to not do it again. I mean, and everybody's cheering her on. They're like, good for you. Good for you.
Aww.
Because even recently, they literally recently, because the show's like on and popping, they came out on the ABC News, and they didn't invite her. And it's like she was part of the show. Like, the show went on to perform, and they did not tell her.
Wow.
So fucked up, right? I don't know.
Yeah.
But there is some little strict guidelines I wrote down. So they're actually not allowed to date footballers, which is actually a fun little fact.
Players?
Yeah, football players. It's a
you don't want fucking romance on the field.
Yeah, but like that is iconic.
Toxic.
There has been cheerleaders that end up marrying like football players, which is so iconic. I think it's iconic, but I think it's like a strict thing where you're not.
I think it's the same thing as like in a work environment when you don't want two people dating because it just they can't concentrate. There's drama. I could understand that. I'm assuming like not dating any of the guys that are on the team.
Yeah. Tattoos must not be visible, so you could have tattoos, but they need to be covered up. Like, need to be. I think that's an obvious one. I feel like even any work environment, like, they don't want any tattoos like on the face or anything like that.
With the cheerleaders, they want like a certain probably like,
the DCC look, like your hair has to be a certain way. You have to have polished nails, like you have to have nails on. And
I heard
you need to be like literally perfect, which I understand. Like, the team is iconic, They cannot chew gum, and I totally get that because I feel like that could look a little tacky. They're not able to chew gum. They need to show up to every single practice. They cannot miss a practice.
Okay. Dedication.
Yeah. But yeah, those are like it's just an iconic show, and I highly recommend you guys watch it. But it is like the coaches are very hard on the girls, and I could see how like even after that it could affect like their self-esteem. 100%.
Oh yeah, you gotta have tough skin, I'm sure, to be in that. Like, that's a mind fuck.
Yeah.
Within itself.
Yeah, I really feel for Victoria though. Like, I know it's kind of hard to have the conversation.
Well, I hope the internet hypes her up to the point that like
they are hyping
she makes
her
it
up.
Bigger than ever.
She just moved to New York City recently. So
like, how much?
Her up.
Like, are they technically like celebrities in that world? Like they're.
Well, the crazy part is they're doing all this to get paid like Chick-fil-A workers. One of the cheerleaders is literally saying like, "I'm probably making the same as someone in Chick-fil-A." They don't pay them like, how much wow.
Is it like, are they getting like minimum wage or a little more than minimum wage? I mean, to get paid what someone's working at Chick-fil-A,
yeah, it's not like a full like,
holy shit. I mean,
so much
that's
money.
crazy because the football players are like multimillionaires.
So much work, Karina. So much work. I think they're doing it more because all the girls they interview, they're like, oh my god, since I was little, my dream was to have that uniform on. So I get that.
Get it.
So they're doing it more for. I also think though, like it in general, even if they're not paying you, like it is a luxury to be like part of it. Like,
but I mean, fuck, Myra, like how
I know
it's giving like, you're almost a celebrity.
Yeah,
it looks like there's such a big franchise on their own. Like the football players, I understand it's the football team.
Yeah,
I get that they're cheerleaders, but I feel like. At least for the Cowboys, the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders, like they're their own franchise. Like you would think that they're their own celebrities.
Yeah,
I would never think that they're getting paid what someone in the food industry is getting paid.
Yeah,
that's crazy. I would never think that. I'm hoping that they get like brand deals on the side.
That's what I was gonna say. It gives them a platform, kind of, especially after this Netflix show.
Especially, you know what? After this, I really hope they all really get like a bigger platform and they start getting a lot of more opportunities because
Victoria just needs a hug. You know what she needs to hear? You're doing amazing.
Aww. Starts crying.
So sad. It's so sad. I was watching her, Karina. I feel like she kind of like I don't know. I feel like she kind of resonates with a lot of us. I feel like, if I'm being honest, I feel like sometimes we're so hard on ourselves and we feel like we're not doing enough. And truly, she just wanted to be validated that she was doing her best.
Well, the internet, baby, I'm sure they're telling
And
her.
it just gave me the vibe that maybe it could be the coaches that have been super hard on her. I do feel like when people are really hard on you, it can take your confidence away. It could make you not believe in yourself. It could do so many things. And that's actually something that we were going to talk about.
You're a product of your own environment.
Yes.
Like, literally. It's like when you grow up, if your parents are constantly putting you down, like, you're not doing this, you know, you're doing that, you're doing this wrong. Like, you are always thinking, I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough.
And maybe
we could hype up your kid.
Yeah. And maybe we could jump on the topic about aura points, because that's what we had on here, y'all. Because aura points, basically, like, I feel like that's a perfect example. Like, you know, people have these like aura points, like you
have your aura around you.
Your aura, and people, you know, that do things to you, say things to you, your environment can take those points away. I feel like that's
points.
Yeah, I think that's like a perfect example, because it's giving that, like, there's something deeper than that. It could probably be the mom that has pressured her entire life to do it. It could be the coaches.
That could be it alone. That alone could be the root to everything. Her. It could be the root to everything, that it's like, I never really wanted this that bad, but my mom pushed me my whole life,
and it was expected of me. You or your mom?
Exactly. And that happens, like the whole aura points thing. That is so real. Like, you could be like a very charismatic, full of life person. You get in a shitty relationship and all of a sudden you're a completely different person. Or things are happening around you where it's like when something happens throughout your day and it fucking ruins your day. Mm-hmm. You're going on about your day trying to like get going, but it really does fuck up your whole day.
It could,
The energy, it drains you. Like, you know when someone's going through something, because like the aura points. I feel like it's
even deeper with like what people say to you.
100%.
Like, you know, I think what people say to you, it might even sometimes come from a good place, and it could completely like damage you. Like, some people will either take those as like a learning lesson and do better, or sometimes it will destroy you. Does that make sense? So I feel like there's certain things, like, even with myself, like, I've learned a lot with like how I've been spoke to, what I've been judged for, like things like that, where people in my life that maybe were trying to come from a good place that completely like maybe made me question my own like abilities, or just little things like that. You know what I mean? Where like I would never do that to someone, because you never know if, like, even if you're joking about it, even if you're calling someone like a name and you're joking about it, that can really like make that person believe that. Yeah. Like, if someone's telling you, like, for example, like,
you're gonna believe
like Victoria,
it if you hear it back and forth.
Who knows if like someone in her, like maybe her mom was like, oh, like, you're doing this wrong, like, you're never gonna get it right. Like, they start believing that they're never gonna get it right, you know? Like, there was also another cheerleader, like, talks about her dad, how, you know, when she would like not make it into certain things, her dad would be like, well, I guess you didn't want it, like, you didn't want it enough because you didn't make it. And I feel like those kind of things can be so harsh on people. Like, I feel like that's a perfect example with like your aura points, because I truly do believe that someone that might be a little like that might be a little insecure, someone that might just carry themselves differently. I always think, like,
even the way they walk.
Molded you into this, because you were not like this from the beginning. Someone molded you into this. You've heard maybe someone belittle you. Maybe there's someone that made you feel insecure. Maybe someone that made you feel worthless. Like, all that has to do with your environment, how you're raised.
I think that's so important that's why it's so important to uplift your kids.
Yes.
Because what they become later is a product of what you gave them.
Yes.
And like how you spoke to them.
Yes. They even say, like, your kids, even little things, like, hype them up. Like, oh,
I'm proud of you.
I'm so proud of you. You're so strong.
You're so strong. Yes.
Yeah, things like that. Because if you're just like putting them down, they're gonna start literally believing it.
You have to hype them up.
Absolutely.
For everything.
I think even just not your kids, like your friends, your family, anything. I think, and I feel like a lot of times people, you know, say things without, especially like, I don't know if it's just like in the Latin community, people are harsh with their words to try to encourage you. Mm-hmm. Like they say things, and maybe like obviously like being gentle is not like a thing, especially with Mexicans. Like you're just very like
it's the generations. I feel like the millennial generations are, I feel like for the most part, a lot of us learn from our own childhoods and are breaking the chains with our kids.
Yes,
but just how you said right now, like hyping up your kids, you're so strong, you're so lit. I remember hearing like, you're so strong, you're this, you're that, like, you know, from Mexican parents are just like, cool, yeah. A kid doing something as simple as like, I don't know, getting on a swing by themselves. I did it, mommy.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh my gosh, you're so excited that you did that by yourself. And you have to hype them up. Yes, you did it.
Yes.
You know, I'm thinking like as a kid, if I said I did it, they'd be like, okay, I'm gonna, you know, like,
yeah.
Like.
But I will say, like, I think my dad had a lot to do with like, my dad would be the kind that would hype us up. Like he would literally say that like anything was possible. Like literally anything. I don't know if you remember that.
I think I do.
And like I feel like in general with anything, like it really did stick to me. Like it truly, truly did. Like they would always like, especially my dad. He was very about like they were very like business people. Okay. Like, and I feel like he would make it very like, you believe in yourself. You could do anything that you want to do. Like you could do anything. And I feel like that really did stick to me. Like I was like, I do remember being young, having really like outrageous like dreams for myself. And I was like, no, it's like very possible.
Yeah.
Until this day, I'm like, no, there are certain things that like I have to reach because I know it's possible to reach.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? But then there are people like in your life that sometimes like, you know, will say comments that like
they think they're helping you, but it's not.
It's like Victoria, I really do feel like I resonated. I feel like there's people in my life that have been like harsh on me with certain things that have truly like, it either molds you into someone better or it completely like destroys your confidence. Yeah, and I feel like I've had people in my life where I'm like, they come from a good place, but their words have like fully made me believe, like they have made me believe exactly what they've told me, if that makes any sense. So I feel like you guys have to be very careful how you like speak to people. Like it doesn't even have to be your own family. Like it literally could just be a friend.
Yeah.
Literally, even if you're joking about it. You know, sometimes people make little remarks. There's like that will stick to
There's
people.
always real feelings behind a joke.
There's always real feelings behind a fucking joke too.
There's always
exactly that. So just especially, I always like to be very like gentle on people that, you know, have different walks of life, because I'm like, who hurt you? Oh, can we talk about Gypsy Rose?
Gypsy Rose.
Oh my goodness.
Is with child.
Huh?
With child, you know, like pregnant. You know how they say with child?
I've never heard that.
Never heard that?
Okay, well,
when someone says like, I'm carrying, or like I'm with child. You've never heard the term?
I've never heard it. I don't know what they were talking about, girl.
I'm screaming. Okay, well, she's pregnant. That's crazy. Okay, Gypsy, you guys, we're in July. There was rumors about it with Ryan first. Her ex, well, they're still married. And when they're in the process of getting divorced. And now she's with Ken.
Yeah.
Can we just talk about the fact that we're 7 months into the year? Gypsy Rose was released from prison in December of 2023. She's 9 months pregnant. I'm just kidding. Like, wait a minute. Gypsy Rose was released from prison in 2023, December. It was like around wasn't it around like New Year's Eve or something?
It was around New Year's.
It was literally around the holidays, right? She comes out. The D is fire with her husband Ryan. They by April they cut it off already, right? By April she's with Ken. By July she's knocked up. Ooh. She's lived 1,000 lives since she got out of prison, queen.
Let me tell you something.
She's been married, divorced,
well, she's not
with a new man, and now pregnant. All in 6 months. Imagine it.
This is why you don't marry someone in jail.
How the fuck do you even get married in jail?
Exactly.
Which the guy she's with now was her ex-fiance. How did you get proposed to in jail? I'm so confused on how people get proposed to and engaged and married in jail.
That's a reality when you get married in jail. Is it
through like a letter? Please respond by this day. Yes or no. Right? How does that happen?
You get to meet up eventually and you marry. And
is it one of those things where like they have like maybe they are in person and they propose in person?
Let them meet and stuff.
Also, like these guys, they were fans of her, I'm assuming, right? And like that's how they hit her up. I don't understand. Anyways.
Well, the reason why she stopped talking to Ken was because Ken had told her, like, basically he was just, they were, like, done, whatever.
Okay, let's do the math. Let's rewind a little bit. Gypsy Rose is due in January of 2025.
Oh, is she?
Yes, we're in July. She's 4 months pregnant.
Wait a damn fucking minute, girl.
She's doing 5 months. She was seen holding hands with Ken in April, May, June, July, August. So you're telling me she got pregnant the night they got together, right? I don't know.
Could be.
Listen, maybe there was more going on behind the scenes, but that I remember in April, it was just the rumors that she was seen holding hands with Ken. Right?
Mm-hmm.
That means that she got pregnant literally damn near immediately when she got with this guy.
Yeah.
And it's a lot.
What's the guy's name again? The first guy?
The first guy is Ryan.
So Ryan, she straight up told him, though, that she was still thinking about Ken.
She did.
It wasn't
she has a reality show, huh?
She does. I only see little snippets on TikTok, but she told him, she woke him up one day and she was like, I can't stop thinking about Ken. Baby, it's a fucking shit show. This is why you don't get married and chill. Like,
wait.
I'm pretty sure she has a great relationship with her baby.
And this is, okay, just like rewind a little bit. You know, with Ryan, maybe it was a little rushed. Like, okay, you just came out of jail. Like, when she left him, I was like, okay, I'm rooting for you because, like, you just came out and you were probably really dependent on somebody due to her own trauma with her mom. Like, she was probably like with Ryan, she was like really dependent on him. And she learned from that. They broke up.
Girl, honestly,
Ryan going on his life. I mean, congratulations, Gypsy Rose.
I mean, congratulations, like, queen. Pregnancy is a blessing.
Yes.
So
I just hope she's not going into it too quickly. Because it's like, you know, it kind of felt that way with Ryan. And it was like, okay, cool, you're breaking it off. Like, I get that. Because you're now coming out into this world of reality and you're seeing how much more you can do for yourself. But, like, and then to immediately, like, she had to have gotten immediately pregnant with him, Myra. They've only been together a few months, Myra, and she's already pregnant.
Gypsy Rose kind of gives me the vibe how she'll be, like, on TikTok exposing and stuff. She's giving me, like, which is totally kind of understandable because I do feel like she hasn't, like, really lived life out of prison. I mean, she hasn't, you know. Her whole childhood was in there. Yeah. So I feel like she is, like, giving high school vibes a little bit. Like, she's, like, kind of living for the drama. She's, like on TikTok, like, my guys are fighting for me and they're this, like, it's giving very, like,
she's eating it up.
She hasn't fully lived, like, outside of jail, so it's kind of hard.
She's living it up that they're fighting for her. She was on live the other day and she was telling Ken, her now boyfriend, ex-fiance, now baby daddy, she was telling him, like, yeah, Ryan texted me this morning, I miss you, I want to cuddle with you. It's like, why are you telling him this
on live?
It's just, like, so random. I don't know, but I know she has a lot to live, I'm sure, like, there's so much, but I'm like, oh, I hope she's not, like, really just jumping into everything.
Yeah, I feel like having overnight fame really makes you do, like, dumb decisions, because I feel like, I mean, she kind of has been known for many, many years, but she was in prison, so she's not, like, learning much because she was in prison. So right now she's basically learning everything. You're handing off this, like, huge social media platform to her, and she's just making mistakes, like I'm assuming a lot of people would, just, like, saying dumb things.
Which is, like, we're not saying that her getting pregnant is a mistake, you know.
No,
it's a blessing. No. But what I'm saying is, like, I hope she's not rushing into things because it kind of has, her whole year has felt so rushed. From, like, divorcing Ryan. I 100% understood her divorcing him. He looked just like her mom. I'm just gonna
oh my god, he did.
No, I mean, I
know he did.
And you know, like, people were saying that he's like he was giving off controlling on the show, like controlling, and you know, and I understand that her leaving him, I understood that because I was like, okay, you're gonna be an independent queen, and you're like, you know what, I depended on you so much, now I'm finding myself out of prison. Like, that's what I thought. But then, like, just jumping right back to Ken and getting pregnant with him, which she does say, she does mention how, you know, they always went back to each other, kind of like the string theory, how, like, they just always look like, maybe that is the love of her life. I get that. But I just hope she's not jumping into things too quickly. That's all.
Sometimes people just with fame that get famous overnight, basically, it's hard because they, you know, you see every flaw that comes up. Like they go live or they post something. They're not thinking. I feel like when people are online for many, many years, they're trained of like, you almost know like what's going to be controversial to say, so you don't say it.
Or you almost like try to keep certain things private.
Yeah. Like maybe relationship issues and
like your ex texting you. Like, yeah. You have to say that on live, what he's telling you, you know? Yeah. Yeah. I feel like she's so fresh out of jail and she's learning so much. And also now she's like in this spotlight that she didn't think she was going to be in. And the moment she got out, it was like Gypsy Rose out, you know, she became a celebrity overnight, like literally. Even in jail she was, but I don't think she realized it until she came out, like how, you know, and she's probably rushing into things a little bit, but everybody learns. I feel like even with creators online, a lot of people, like the Haktua girl, I didn't understand. I'm going to be honest. Like I saw that TikTok. I didn't understand what about it was so monumental and hilarious. She just said hug to like, yeah. When people get like overnight fame like that, they kind of assume that they could move to LA. But like, I feel like people have to be a little more realistic. Like, okay, the hug to a girl, right? Yeah, she went viral and like iconic. You know, you're everywhere. But like, what's your content gonna be? So she went viral with that clip, which wasn't even on her page. Huh? I don't even think she has TikTok. I don't even think she has social media. But she went viral on like a page on TikTok, and now she's living in LA. She's moving to LA. I will say some people do go very, very viral. Is this all overnight. Word of mouth, or did she say I'm moving to LA? I think it was a podcast that she said that. But let me say something. There are some people that do go viral overnight, and that could very much carry a career after that. Like I'm really, and it's not to be like messed up, you know. I'm just genuinely curious. Like, what made you say like that's it? This is my moment. Stardom is here. It was a clip on TikTok. You know what I mean? Like maybe she, because I'm thinking that maybe she posts content and stuff, but I think I've heard her say she doesn't have a TikTok. Unless she's like on it now. Like, I don't know. I guess it depends. It really just depends, Maria, because I do understand that there's a lot of people that are out here for business a lot. That I understand. There are so many successful people that have been online for years and have stayed successful where they're at. Jaclyn Hill has been like an OG on YouTube, OG beauty guru. Say what you want about her, cancel her as many times as you want. She is non-doubtedly, like, she's super successful and has been in Florida 99% of her career. I think she moved out to LA like a couple months ago, and that was probably a personal choice that she made. Yeah. And I think her man, like, he's like a chef, so because of certain opportunities he was gonna get out here, like they moved or something like that. But and I get that, like when there's more opportunity here. But even Jaclyn Hill being Jaclyn Hill never made the move out here in her prime. Yeah. And she still was super successful. Let's Do Makeup is in Texas. Yeah. You know, like when she started building her house, a lot of people thought she was gonna move out here. She's incredibly successful. She's and is still killing it till this day. And she's in Texas. Yeah, I feel like a lot of influencers have proven that you don't have to move to LA to make it. So many people, Myra, that it's like so many great examples. Like you really don't have to make that move. Like you don't have to do it. You know, I don't know. Nabella lives somewhere like in Pennsylvania. Where she live? Oh wow, you know her house was like gorgeous. On Zillow or something. Yeah, I mean her house, was found on Zillow. She's selling her house, right? And I think the house was like for under $1 million, and people were shocked because they were like under $1 million for that house. Like it's gorgeous. I mean, Nabella, if you follow her aesthetic is a dream. Is beautiful. I always thought her house was worth like $5 million. I don't know, like because it's so gorgeous. But because she lives like somewhere else, of course, that in LA, 5 million, 6 million, yeah. But it's just crazy because not everybody lives out in LA. Crazy. I think it crosses everyone's mind though. It crosses everyone's mind. I remember it crossed my mind. And we're in California. Where I was like an hour away from LA. And it crossed my mind because I feel like there was a time where I was going to like 4 events a week. I was driving out there every single time. I get that. Yeah. And now I feel like maybe beauty events are still a thing. I think pre-pandemic were more common. Or also maybe because I'm not so like in the beauty community anymore. Yeah. That it's probably just changed and I just don't prioritize it. But there was a lot of events back then and
I think even just networking meetings, everything is out there. And I think after the pandemic, they've normalized like Zoom meetings and stuff that now it's easier.
I do understand. Like if you were in a really small town, that you're like, I have so much, I'm going to LA so often. Like everything's over there. Like this is such a small town. I don't belong here. I understand that. Yes. Like outgrowing your small town, 100% understand that. I feel that. Sometimes people should take their time, like the hook to a girl. Like give it a few months on social media. Try the social media thing out for a few months. And like, if you're doing incredible, okay, make the move. But like, just to be like, I had one clip overnight. I'm moving to LA. It's crazy.
Yeah. She also wasn't a teacher. She cleared it up that she was not a teacher. Okay. We're saying that she got fired like from being a teacher. She wasn't. She cleared it up on the podcast that she was not a teacher. That's a rumor.
Okay.
Yeah. I wanted to ask before we end this podcast, the big question.
What?
Are you a warm or a cool tone light girl?
What? That's the question.
It's the question. This is a question that no one asks before dating. And I think, it's an important question. It's an important question because it's your living environment.
Okay, that's a really good question.
Do you get that question?
Yes, I get the question.
Are you with cool lights in your home or warm lights?
It depends.
Do you have the Reese's lighting on or your lamps on?
It depends. That's what I was gonna go there. Lights. When I think about lights in a house, I'm thinking like cool tone, like the ones in the ceilings. Like those lights are all
on all the time.
Not even cool tone. Sorry. I like the middle one.
Warm white.
I like warm white.
Me too.
Like I'm talking about like my kitchen. If you turn the lights on, I don't want it yellow.
Can I say that maybe there's different scenarios too?
Yes, there is. Yep. Because if I want the cozy living room, it has to be the lamps. Not the lights.
I'm a big lamp girl.
Yes, and there's people that are very huge on lamps. There's people that they're like, I will not turn the light on, only my lamps.
And people have multiple lamps in a living room.
I don't have lamps like that. I should.
And you should. You took the lamps that were in the living room.
I know. I see. Y'all want to say like sometimes things about like leaving stuff. I wanted your lamps.
No, I didn't take them.
I took your lamps from you.
No, I used to be so big on decorating this house when I lived here. That living room.
You sold them? I'm like, I stole them. Like, why?
Oh, I was like, why would you sell them? They're so cute.
No. Myra had some lamps in the living room.
No, I wasn't trying to take them. They were in that living room.
I know.
And they were like, the couch set
they
with
were
like
so cute.
The mesitas with the lamps. And it was so cozy.
It was so cozy.
And Karina took them upstairs.
So cozy, in fact, that I stole them and put them in my room.
She's like, I needed them in
there. I know. And I think one time you just like showed up and you were like, where are the lamps? I was like, in my room. Like, what?
I know.
I'm like, ooh, man.
I think a living room needs lamps.
I think, Myra, I'm not kidding, Myra. I think you need to like do my living room. Just redo my living room.
I want to.
Please.
I've been telling you, girl.
I really want you to.
I just want to make it cozy.
No, you know what? There's a few rooms I want to decorate, Myra, and I swear, dude, like I've been wanting to like.
I've literally told Karina, like, girl, let me know.
I've been wanting to tell you, like, to come with me somewhere to the store, like, to help me decorate. I'm not kidding. There's the dining room, because I want to get a new table. The dining room and the living room. Those two rooms, I've been wanting to tell you, like, can you come with me to the store? Because Myra actually has really good taste for decorating.
I'm not going to lie.
Myra.
I'm really good at making a room cozy.
That part, bitch.
I'm not saying I'm a professional interior designer, but like, no, I'm not. But I
like your cozy
my whole
vibe.
For You page, just because I feel like I don't really give myself the time and dedication to like flip a room and like go full force. But just how I am with like my passion for like decor, I love making a home cozy. I feel like a home has to have curtains. And
I feel like
I'm not cozy. To have a rug. A home has to have a coffee table. It has to have lamps.
Oh my God, Myra.
Those things are like,
we should do that, Myra. You should help me like do a few rooms, and we could even make TikToks and stuff, like dead ass. Yeah. Because I really feel like my house is not cozy. It's not.
I want to make it cozy.
I feel like some parts of it are not cozy.
But it's also a really big house.
No, but so
you need to focus on specific rooms where you could make cozy.
You know how I have like a lot of windows? Do you think that I should add curtains in some of my windows?
Floor to ceiling curtains.
Is there some windows that you're like, this needs a curtain when you like?
I think all windows need curtains.
Really?
For the most part.
Okay.
Like maybe the kitchen, like you get short ones that make it cute.
The kitchen. Oh.
Like in the window. Like I feel like I'm learning to like decorate windows.
You need to just like, I'm not kidding, Myra. I'm kind of down. I feel like I'm in my nesting phase right now where there's so much I want to do to like the spaces. And I'm like, I need to do them now.
Mm-hmm.
We should start off with my dining area.
Yes, I'm down. But going back to like the lights, I think it's certain scenarios. So when I'm hosting, I do like to have a lot of lights on. I'll probably turn on my actual chandeliers on.
Okay.
But even then, I have learned to become a warm girly. Even my chandeliers now, I've made them warm lights because I just don't like cool lights. I've made them warm. Like I've made them warm. And I think when it comes to maybe vlogging, I need to get smarter. Maybe I have talked about installing recessed lighting around the home, but those would only turn on when I'm like vlogging if I want to get, or when I'm hosting and I want like it to look nice and bright. But when it comes to me, I am just turning my lamps on.
You just want the cozy vibe.
I had to have a couple lamps on in the living room. I don't know. And just a couple years ago when the grays were in, like I wanted a white inside house. Like no, now I'm all warm. Even the decor, I am like into the antique. Like I love like the antique gold frames. Those frames my mom had in the 90s.
Always changing. Everything's always changing. And I'm kind of glad that I didn't do too much remodeling to my house because I feel like a lot of things are coming back now, like antique looks. Like I feel like my staircases are like even in prime right now.
The iron staircases. Back then, people were modernizing their staircase. Your staircase is so. This is why, though. Can I say something though? Traditional will never. It's just like it's never gonna go out of style.
Okay.
It's never.
I like that I painted. I like that I painted my house like black and white.
It's timeless.
Right?
To have,
but the certain details of my home, like there's certain parts about it that I didn't change, and I'm glad I didn't because there is certain like that antique touch. I have a lot of antique touch in this house, and I'm seeing it a lot now, and I'm like, oh shit, my house has like these antique.
The traditional is timeless. It's always gonna be in, and I feel like with my style, I've always, in general, even when modern was in, I've always had that like maybe it's my staying in my comfort, but I am like very traditional when it comes to like home decor, renovations. Like I want it to look traditional. I don't want it to look modern.
Yeah.
It's cozy. I even wallpaper is coming back in style. My dining room, I want to get wallpaper.
Oh shit.
I want to make like certain rooms just have character with them. I don't like the whites anymore. I think there's certain whites. I do like the white you have in your house. My white is too cool toned. And I am like, I think color is coming back and people are realizing like this whole like white grays trend was just so like bland.
I mean, I'm not here for the grays like
not
that.
Here for it. So yeah, she's in her color era.
Okay.
She's embracing her own style.
Please, I need to like desperately need to find a table, a new dining table. Oh my God, Mara, please help me decorate that room. I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
I want to do it ASAP, like before I give birth.
Yeah, we could do that.
There's so much I want to do before I give birth. It's not possible, but.
Hey, Queen. I'm just kidding. Queen, I'm just like, so I'm just kidding.
I know. I'm just thinking about the decor now.
I know, right? But I guess this wraps up this week's episode, Queens. We hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys are listening on Apple Podcasts, as always, rate and subscribe. I always say subscribe.
I think you do subscribe on other platforms.
Period.
And obviously, if you're watching on YouTube, subscribe as well and comment down below. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next week.
Bye.